Hi guys, my name is Sarah and today we're going to be going over the remainder theorem and polynomials. So first of all, we need to know what is the remainder theorem. Well, the remainder theorem is that if a polynomial p of x is divided by the binomial x minus a, the remainder is p of a. So what this means is that if we have a polynomial and it's being divided by a divisor, then we can figure out what the remainder is by doing the opposite of what the divisor is, or just setting this binomial equal to 0. So I'm gonna explain that more. So let's say you have this. So we're gonna figure out our remainder through this theorem. So our first step is we have to set this x minus 2 to 0 so that we can figure out what x is. So we can do that by this. We add 2 on both sides and we get x is equal to 2. So now that we have x equals to 2, in this scenario, what this x equals 2 means is p of a. So let me just highlight the ones that correspond with each other. So our polynomial p of x corresponds with this right here. Then the binomial x minus a corresponds with x minus 2 here. And then p of a is represented by here, x equals 2. So basically what this is telling us is that our remainder is going to be determined if we use 2 into this polynomial. So we're going to have to substitute 2 as x, and that way we're going to find our remainder. So we're going to substitute this in. So it's going to be 2 cubed minus 4 2 squared minus 7 times 2 plus 10. So what I did is I just inputted this value, p of a, into here, into our polynomial. And when you put it in your calculator, you're going to get this. So I'll just break it down. So 2 to the power of 3, so that's 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2 again, which is 8. Then 2 times 2 is 4, times negative 4 is negative 16. Then negative 7 times 2 is negative 14, plus 10. So once you add all of this up, you're going to get negative 12. So this means that our remainder, once we actually divide this, our remainder is going to be negative 12. And since we know that when we're looking for factors, it has to equal to 0. But is negative 12 0? No, it's not. So that means that it means that x minus 2 right here is not a factor. So this negative 12 is our remainder. And if you have a remainder, then it's immediately not a factor. So just to re-explain this one more time, I'll do one more example. So just to summarize what we went over, here's going to be one more question that you can try to figure out on your own, and then you can unpause the video and see if we are on the same wavelength. So we have 2x cubed minus 12x squared plus 5x minus 1 divided by x plus 3. So in this case, now we're going to label. So 2x cubed minus 12x squared plus 5x minus 1. So this is our p of x in this case, or our polynomial. And then x plus 3 here, this is our binomial, the x minus a, right? It's our polynomial. So now p of a, what we're going to find which is right here, P of A, we're going to determine by setting x minus a, or our binomial, equal to 0. So x plus 3 equal to 0, you minus 3 on both sides, and then x is going to be equal to negative 3. You don't have to do this, you can just do the opposite of 3, which is negative 3. But it's just to visualize it. So in this case, our P of A is going to be negative 3. So what this means now is that we're going to input the value negative 3 as x. So that's what we're going to substitute into P of x, our polynomial, to find out our remainder. And if our remainder is not 0, then x plus 3 is not a factor. Because when we're dividing, if it has a remainder, then it's not a factor. So if we do this, it's going to look like 2 negative 3 cubed minus 12 times negative 3 raised to this 2 plus 5 negative 3 minus 1. So that's how we're going to substitute it into this polynomial. So now let's do the math together. First, we're going to do negative 3 raised to the third. So negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Then positive 9 times negative 3 is negative 27. Here you should use your calculator. Now you have to do negative 27 times 2, which is negative 54. Now negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9, and then 9 times negative 12 is negative 108. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15, and then minus 1. Now let's put this in our calculator. Negative 54 minus 108 minus 15 minus 1. And that should be negative 178. Negative 178. So this number right here, negative 178, represents our remainder. So since this is our remainder, after dividing this, it means that x plus 3 is not a factor of this polynomial, because in order for it to actually be a factor, remember that it has to equal to 0. So according to this remainder theorem, this binomial x plus 3 is not a factor.